Hi there and welcome back. So let's keep working in this case where we're doing some quantitative post-processing, everything computed in paraview. I want to remind you that we're using paraview 6, very important. And also I recommend you to do all this stuff directly in the solver that you're using, but for some reason you prefer to do it in paraview. I will show you how to do it. So in the previous video, we introduced a new filter, the table FFT, very useful to compute frequencies and some other options now in the pipeline. So let's do something different here. So following the same line. So let's open the same case. So actually, let me show you what we're going to do. So paraview, remember, always state. Open the state. So we're going to work in the state 2. Remember, should be careful to have this. If you don't have this, select the correct file that is pointing to your current case. That would be that. In these files, I think they're all correct. So, but always do that. That's sanity check. So basically, what we're going to do is this pipeline. So we have this. We're going to introduce a probe location here that in the previous video we didn't use it. Now in this video, we're going to sample the X component of velocity here, which is this signal, and then using this signal we're going to compute the FFT. So there you have the plot of the pipeline. If you want, you start watching the video and try to reproduce that, and you are on or you are done. If you want to, if you like my voice and listen to my comments, just stay with us. Oh, I closed paraview. I don't know why I didn't need to close it. So let me go open and let's reproduce that pipeline. So remember, it's a decomposed case. Open it, and now that we have the case, I always like to select everything here. No, find it very helpful. Also, just to mention something, this is very powerful, this track block here, and I have seen some people, and actually last week we finished training in OpenFOAM, or for the time of this recording we finished the training in OpenFOAM, and people were if they wanted to, for instance, get here the internal mesh and then plot also the cylinder, they open a second case. It is an option, but it uses a lot of memory. So the clever way is select here and then extract here and extract whatever you want to use. So I want to use that, and probably want to use also the cylinder, and you can extract those options. Okay, it's up to you. So let me apply. I say we want to plot in a location. That location, let's keep it that point in 5, and then actually yeah, it's correct. So let me do something to make it nicer. Okay, there. Let me extract here, and I want the back plane. Hide that one. And so click here. You have the point, like in the previous video. Touch of class. We can go here. Sphere. The sphere is in 5. Put it there, and in theory we are going to sample in that point directly in paraview, and there you go. Okay, so now that we have this, we want to get the to plot the velocity X component. Okay, so remember we're doing the probing, everything here. We have the internal mesh, and what we can do, for instance, you have velocity and you have the components there. Okay, but this is an actual vector, and this probe I think, okay, if I use this probe, I'm not going to access that component. I don't recall, but just to show you, remember that we can use a calculator. Let me call it UX, and let's say new, probably exists. And what we want to do, we're using cell data, is okay. I want to get this component, easy peasy. Okay, we extract that component. That's what we want to use. Then you can go here, change input, and let me connect it here, and we're going to probe here. Now we access that data there. So you have your probe location, and now we can go And let's see, plot data over time. Okay, apply again. So remember, you're going to apply that in every single time to extract that data, and it's going to plot everything. So it might be a little bit time consuming. I don't want it here. I want it here, and let me put it here. Okay, and there you go. So it would plot everything, and I am only interested. So I don't want this statistics. So it computed. Okay, now apply. Okay, so I recommend you also deselect that one. Can make things faster because you start computing those statistics. So here, see that we have the mean quantity. So all the statistics computed in OpenFOAM. Yeah, actually, we have it there. So the vector is, and here we have the result. So pretty much the same. So I just show off, but sometimes it might happen that you don't have access to that quantity here. So in that case, apply the calculator, extract that, and that's it. So it can be any of them, doesn't matter. Now what I want to do is use this signal to compute the FFT. So remember, in the previous video we did it. Let me go here, and it would be table FFT. And here you have the options. So use the recommended. They were exactly the same ones that I used in the previous video. Density, apply, and there you go. So here, and here's where it's become interesting, and that's why I apply the filter, because this FFT, table FFT, doesn't take the vector and decompose it. So this one will decompose it, but you see here that we don't have access to that vector, so that's why I apply it. So yeah, I did this a long time ago. I didn't remember that, but yeah, there you have the reason why I applied that. And there you go. So see that now you have the peaks, like in the previous case you have a 0.2, but then also you have a 0.1, and you have, I think there is another one somewhere here. But now let's change the scale, the y-axis. So it will be the left axis here, axis location, and let me put 1. Oops, a little bit high. Let me put 2. Let me put 3. And there you go. So you have a peak here that is giving you a clear frequency, another one here, and another one here. And this is the initial transient. Okay, remember, remove that initial transient. And actually, why? Okay, let me go here. Okay, no, here. Okay, and there you go. So we're sampling here, and let me press play, and this is what is happening. So all the information that is passing through that point, and actually also to be proper. Okay, so that's what we work. This is the component we want. So these are the signals that we're getting here. So everything, this velocity and all those frequencies that you see are related to a different velocity passing, vortex breakup, and so on. So we have one about 0.4, 0.2, and 0.1. Boom, it called my attention that probably, why do I have, let me stop here. Okay, so let me change this one. Much cleaner. And there you go. And if you apply the trend, there you go. So now these are your signals that you have there. So very useful. As you see now, you can do everything on the fly while running your simulation. This is stuff later. Well, we were preparing a playlist on less simulations, so all this stuff is super useful in less simulations. Again, from here now you can get these frequencies, so you can see what is happening here. So each of the changing frequencies and so on are related to one of these peaking frequencies. Let me give a touch of class again here. So that will be the left axis will be input units square divided by hertz. Correct me if I run to the community. And there, this one should be frequency. Now let me go here, and this will be where are you? Button should be time, and this one should be velocity X component, and this is it. Okay, easy peasy. So pretty much this is all the post-processing, but we have done everything so far. Now getting the data later in another video, we're going to show you that we can open also the CFD, the output from OpenFOAM, okay? And that will be another video that I was curious here. Let me change here, then we put a spectrum to show you. So here, now that you have the spectrum, you should change also the scale here. And I prefer to use density. What is the left axis? Okay, y 0.1, and there you go. 0.05, 0.2. So as in the previous case, you have your peaks there. So this is it. Hope you got the gist of about what we're doing. So the new introduction is this table FFT. I don't recall if you have it in older versions. I think no, but in any case, we're using paraview 6. So thank you for your attention and see you next video. Bye.